Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about what you can drink when you're doing intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating, another term for the same thing. So if this is information that you think might be helpful to somebody, please share it with anyone that you think the information might help and help me reach more people. So we're going to talk about what you can drink. So your choice of drinks completely depends on your goals with fasting. So there's different kinds of fasts. The strictest fast is a water fast. This is the one that's going to give you the most autophagy. And autophagy is where we're replacing old cells with new ones. You'll see things like your skin tightening, things like that. And don't forget with that, what you see going on the outside is a reflection of what's going on the inside too. So a water fast, as the name implies, is strictly water, but you'll also need some electrolytes, your sodium, your chloride, your magnesium, your calcium, things like that. Some people will argue that a traditional water fast doesn't include these minerals, but think about that for a minute. When our ancestors were drinking water, they were pulling the water out of the nearest lake or stream or whatever. That water had the minerals in it. They weren't getting purified water from a bottle like we are. So traditionally, their water included these minerals. So if you're putting a pinch of salt in your water, you're really not doing anything very different. The other thing is that salt acts to curb your hunger. So in that way, it's a win-win. So that's your strict water fast. We can also expand past a strict water fast and still get benefits. So the next step in expanding past a strict water fast is adding a few things. So depending on what you're adding, you can still decrease your insulin. Of course, that's a big goal here. You can decrease inflammation. That's a big goal for everybody. And you can even still get the autophagy. You just might not get as much. So the first add-on is really probably for those who don't like the taste of water. You can put a drop of lemon or a drop of lime in the water. Don't put the whole lemon or the whole lime in, just a drop. And it gives you a little flavor and kind of takes the edge off of the water, gives you a little bit of a change of taste. That might be all you need. So try that. The next thing you can add is real tea, not Lipton in a bottle or anything like that. Make your own. Could be hot, could be iced, green, black, whatever you like. Don't load it up with milk or cream. You know, if you do that, you're defeating the purpose. But you can add maybe a little butter, your salt, drop of lemon, things like that. Another thing you can add is coffee. This is a big one for a lot of people. They want their coffee. The only thing is, it's got to be black coffee. Or maybe add a little butter or ghee, the clarified butter, or MCT oil. That's going to help you curb your hunger. Just no Starbucks, mocha choca, whatever, that's more like a dessert than a coffee. If you do that, you're definitely going to break your fast. Another one, I know this one's going to sound kind of funny, but it's the one I like, is pickle juice. Sounds kind of gross, but I like it. I'm just not a coffee or a tea drinker. Basically what it is salty water. So you take the jar of pickles and take the juice from it. It just can't be sweet pickles. It's got to be more of a dill pickle, things like that. Then, again, depending on your goals, there's some maybes on the list. One is heavy whipping cream. This one's common. I'm not a huge fan of it because the carbs in it can break you fast and it can elevate your insulin levels. So particularly if your goal is insulin, the heavy whipping cream is a no-go there. Another one that everybody asks about is diet drinks. This one's kind of interesting. They might not break you fast, but they can actually elevate your insulin. And they do it because the sweet flavor kind of makes your brain anticipate that this carb's coming. So that's one downside. There's also, depending on the diet drink, lots of other bad ingredients in so many of them. So the diet drinks, as tempting as they are, be a little cautious there. Okay, and then there's some hard no's in terms of your fast. One of those is bone broth. I love bone broth. I heat it up, put it in a pretty mug, and drink it like a coffee or something. The problem is the proteins will break your fast. So I'm not downing bone broth. It's fantastic. Just don't do it during your fasting window because it will break your fast. A lot of the collagen powders and protein powders are going to break your fast. Collagen's basically a protein. Proteins break down into amino acids. They can become something, turn into a molecule that will break your fast. So again, not downing them. Protein is super, super important. So many people don't get enough protein. It's just during your fasting window, they will break your fast. That's something we're going to talk about too, because if you're limiting protein for too long, that can kind of overwhelm the benefits of a fast. You may need to shorten your fasting window to make sure you're getting the protein you need. So definitely something we are going to talk about there. Also, your branched chain amino acids, don't forget, are still amino acids. They're still going to break down into things that could possibly break your fast. So they fall in under protein powders. So any protein, any carb, anything with a sweet taste is also a no-go. That sweet taste is probably a molecule that's going to break your fast. Exogenous ketones can break your fast. Another topic we'll get into more. So that's just a little bit about what you can drink during a fast. Comment below with what your favorite liquid is to fast with. I'd be really interested to know. Also, download our free guide to intermittent fasting. I'll put the link for that in the show notes. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.